In Jackson County, economic hard times led to a new way of doing business and a better way of serving the public. We'll see in our next story that it wasn't economics, but demographics that provided the context for change. In booming Dade County, Florida, which includes the city of Miami, wave after wave of refugees from Cuba, Haiti, and more recently, Central and South America, have created unprecedented demands on the school system. Not only are teaching skills being challenged, but competition from other school systems is creating a squeeze on the supply of qualified teachers. With the president of the teachers union and the school superintendent working together, the school district created a model program that may well change the way schools operate nationwide. Miami. It's been called the city of the 21st century.
In life today, without an education, you can't get a job.
While we're learning, we can have fun at the same time.
If you learn more, then you can go for more goals in life than just one.
If you don't have an education, you can't hope to ever be anything.
Dade County school children know that education counts. To be ready for the 21st century, they want to get the very best. Their school district, fourth largest in the country, is now roughly evenly divided among Hispanic, black, and white students. Many come from faraway countries, speak different languages, and have few frills in their lives. A tough challenge for any school system.
Miami being a very cultural city that at this moment is attracting several waves of immigrants. What the school is doing is providing a medium for these people to assimilate into the American culture.
A few years ago, the Dade County schools were losing students to private schools. Absenteeism was high and teacher morale low.
Before, downtown would always tell us what to do. Downtown hasn't been in a classroom for probably 20 or 30 years. They don't know what's going on.
That trend is reversing now.
Muy bien, Gay Michelle. Siegfried?
The reason? A program called School-Based Management Shared Decision-Making. Now, teachers have authority to make decisions once solely the preserve of principals and school boards. School Superintendent Joe Fernandez.
Too often everything's from the top down. We tell teachers what textbooks they're going to use. We tell them what the scope and sequence of the curriculum is. We tell them here's the budget for your school, how it's going to be expended. We're reversing that. Let the schools tell us, bottom up, what it is you have to do at a school in order to turn things around for children, for the students.
United Teachers of Dade, AFT Vice President Pat Tornillo.
This reform in the empowerment of teachers and in school-based budgeting, shared decision-making strikes at changing the very structure of the way schools operate, the way they function, the way they deliver services to students.
The next item on the agenda is scheduling for music.
At Little River Elementary, decisions on curriculum, budgets, and scheduling are now being made by a committee of teachers, administrators, staff, parents, and students.
I prefer that we get as much out of those children in music.
We share in the operation of the school, so we feel empowered, we feel ownership. And it just goes back to making us feel like, okay, a decision has been made, we've shared in the operation of that decision and the whole process.
Working together to make decisions involves new roles for teachers and principals like Pat Parham.
And what we've been able to do here is to give new ideas and new people a chance to try their hand at an old problem. And we've become much better problem solvers and innovators because of that.
At Parham School, North Miami Elementary, a team of teachers and administrators decided to allocate budgeted funds to hire art, music, and phys ed teachers for an after-school program.
We talked about the food chain. What is the
During
chain?
regular school hours, teachers enthusiastically pursue new ideas in the classroom.
And you're going to have to hold the snake. You're a turtle. Nellie, you're a salamander. Talking about the food chain, Again, we need producers and consumers, okay? The teachers, I believe, have or feel that there's more of a ownership in the school. I think it gives a little more creativity and freedom for the teacher, treated as a professional.
Of course, not all teachers share Griffin's enthusiasm.
No one is suggesting, and I certainly am not, that my entire membership is overly enthusiastic and has embraced this whole thing. They haven't. They're looking at it.
33 schools are now taking part in Dade County's school-based management program. While teachers' powers vary from school to school, they can apply for waivers of any state regulation or work rule.
We have schools, for example, that have elected to not hire an assistant principal and use those additional funds to bring in paraprofessionals to assist the teachers. We have schools that have opted to teach an additional period so that the students would attend reduced class sizes. We have schools that have started their own career ladder within their facility.
The ethics are different.
At Miami Springs Middle School, teachers created a course that helps students examine important social issues. The course replaced 20% of the social studies curriculum.
You're seeing all your classmates doing things that you would like to do, but you know that it's wrong.
If you go to a party and your parents are not there, they can't make the decisions for you anymore. You have to make them for yourself.
With school-based management, it's the students who benefit the most, and parents such as Ron and Sharon Deal can see the difference.
When they get to junior high, they have a lot more choices, they have a lot more decisions to make, and the school is trying to equip them in making decisions, not only with their schoolwork, but in how they live their lives.
While school-based management is still in the testing stage, the old days of high absenteeism and low morale are over.
There's something different happening in those schools. Teachers feel better about themselves, they feel better about the administrative staff, cafeteria workers, the clerks in the office. The kids feel better, the parents feel better about the school.
And you can't put your finger on it, but you can see people talking to each other. You can walk into a faculty lounge and really see discussions about things that probably they wouldn't even be discussing because in the past, because they didn't have the power to make the decisions about them.
It was amazing. You know, our superintendent and our union leaders said dream, and we did. And we're still dreaming.